Hello friends, we'll continue our inward and outward remittance. Earlier class we have spoken about the inward and outward remittance and balance portion and left out portion I'll finish in this class. Wow. PIO after PIO, person of Indian origin, after selling ancestral property, whether the proceeds can be remitted and how much proceeds can be remitted to abroad and whether it is allowed or not. Friends, ancestral properties permitted to send permitted to send outside the proceeds, subjected to tax to be paid to Government of India before remitting. That part banker has to be ensured. Otherwise, sale proceeds of the ancestral property is not any restriction imposed by the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, but amount is there, of course. $1 million US dollar, 1 million or equivalent you can send. One Mr. Akhari has executed sale deed. This particular question, though it is related to outer remittance, but in the question itself some sense of law is there. One Mr. Akhari has executed a sale deed of his house in favor of his daughter, who is an NRI. The daughter is an NRI staying abroad. She wants to sell the house as she is not interested to coming back to the country, India, and wants the sale proceeds of the house to be sent or take to the abroad to our account. Whether in that case, what will be your advice or your reaction in that case? Yes, it is permissible. There is no bar at all to because this is the ancestral property sale proceeds. You can remit the amount, but until the person who has settled the deed until he is alive, you cannot do it. That's as I told you, some low portion is there. That part you have to ensure that till is alive you cannot settle the remittance. After his death only you can settle the case and send the remittance to the abroad as per our wish. Okay. Again, one customer has requested you remittance of some money abroad from his NRI account. What declaration is to be submitted? As I said earlier classes, NRI account, it is freely you can deposit the balance available in the account, but some restrictions, little bit restrictions are there. Here it is come the what type of declaration you will obtain from the customer. He has come to remit some money from his NRI account. You can remit the amount, but declaration you will obtain from the customer that money is not borrowed from anybody. The amount you are going to send as requested, that money has not borrowed from anybody and not transferred from any other NRI account. The money you are going to send, that has not transferred from any other NRI account. If it is transferred from any other account, it tantamount to that money is refunded to him. So that part you must keep it in your mind. So one point we have to obtain the declaration that the money you are sending from by debiting his NRI account, that is not borrowed from anybody, and the amount which is second part, the amount which you are going to send, that amount has not transferred to your NRI account from any other NRI account. That part, that this portion must be kept in your mind. A foreign nation is working in India. But he maintains his PF account outside India. Abroad, he is maintaining his PF account is abroad. but the PF money can be sent monthly. PF account can be sent or not. Yes, PF account is permitted to send to his account under FEMA. There is no bar for that. His PF amount can be sent. Even is out of his monthly salary, some portion also you can send abroad for maintenance of his family. Okay. A snow enterprise, a foreign company. A snow enterprise, a foreign company has been liquidated. Business is not running well, so the company has been liquidated and wants to repatriate the liquidated amount to abroad. What will happen? A liquidation amount has to be remitted to abroad. What will do? Company has to produce you a audited certificate that all dues in India has been paid. He has to give he has to give a certificate to the banker. Banker doesn't know whether the company has got any dues or not. How banker will know? In that case, bank has to obtain a certificate from the auditor of the company, or concerned auditor has to give a certificate that there is no overdue for this company in India. Then only you can send the remittance from the liquidation proceeds. Mr. Prakash NRI wants to depart a sale proceeds of his house. Sale proceeds of his house. Mr. Prakash and NRI, who is staying abroad, he wants to report at the sale proceeds of his house, not the ancestral property. I am telling you, don't confuse. This is not the ancestral property. That's his own house. He wants to dispose it off and wants to send the sale proceeds to his account in abroad. What will be your reaction about the reaction for that? First of all, we have to see the house has been purchased out of the foreign proceeds. For source of the fund is foreign. Second, you have to check if it is has been purchased from the foreign proceeds. The money he is staying outside. The house has been purchased out of his foreign money. Then it is permissible. In that case, again you have to see documented proof for having paid all the taxes in India. That part you have to see whether he is a defaulter in the tax or not. He has paid all the tax or not. That part we have to see. Repatriation limit to origin investment in foreign currency. Origin investment in foreign currency. That part also you have to see. All these three parts you have to see. Then you can send the money abroad. How much money can NRI send to his account here? NRI, inward remittance is coming from outside. How much he can send to his account here? There is no ceiling or limit. NRI can send any amount to his account as inward remittance. A group of ports enthusiastic wants to sponsor a tournament outside the country, abroad. Exported deserving yacht wants to remit some amount of rupees US dollar. US dollar. US dollar how much? 2,50,000 as a sponsorship fees they wanted to send. In that case, what will be your reaction if he comes and requests you in this case? Ministry of Ports and Youth Affairs permission is needed in that case. Ministry of Ports and Youth Affairs, one ministry is there, one department is there in Government of India. From there you need a permission, and maximum amount for that sponsorship remittance is 1 lakh US dollar. Maximum is 1 lakh US dollar, but party has asked you to remit US dollar 2,50,000, which is not permissible. Only 1 lakh US dollar, and Ministry of Ports and Youth Affairs permission is needed. Okay. Prabhakar has booked a ticket for travel abroad, leaving India in the month of September and seek release of foreign exchange today itself. He is going abroad in the month of September and he has come to you and release the foreign exchange. Yes, you can release the foreign exchange, but maximum 90 days before office travel took place. 90 days before you can release the foreign exchange to Mr. Prabhakar, not before that. What is the minimum period of accounting liability relationship for remittance? LRS, it is 6 months. Now, maximum your export customer maintaining EFC account is going abroad on the basis of on a business trip. Is exporter. It is obvious he can go abroad for the business purpose, and he requested you to release 5 lakh US dollar. Where what you will do, you will release 5 lakh US dollar for going abroad a business purpose. What is the limit for business purpose going abroad? It is 2,50,000 US dollar. Okay, you might keep it in your mind. Business trip 2,50,000, but he has requested you 5 lakh US dollar. He is a export customer. He is maintaining EFC account with you. Yes, you can release the 5 lakh US dollar, 2 lakh under the scheme, and another 2,50,000 under the scheme, and 2,50,000 by debiting his EFC account. Okay. A student, can we consider a student NRI? Yes, nowadays student is NRI very much. Prakash, Mr. Tubagar taken education loan from you and gone to abroad. Education loan and gone to abroad. Has completed education, wants to send a remittance from the abroad, whether it will be allowed or not. Yes, it is very much allowed, no restriction at all. He can send the remittance to you from the abroad. How much Indian currency can a passenger coming to India? How much Indian currency a passenger coming from abroad? With him he can bring how much Indian currency? It is 25,000 Indian rupees he can bring while coming back from the abroad. Wow. What is currency declaration form? Currency declaration form is the customs authorities giving the currency declaration form when we are coming to India and your foreign exchange exceeding 10,000 US dollar, then customs is giving you a currency declaration form. Or single, if your currency note only exceed 5,000 US dollar equivalent, then also customs are giving the currency declaration form. Okay. Encashment certificate, when a person is coming to you from the abroad and encashing his currency notes or travelers checks, we are on his request or as per his desire, we can issue him the currency encashment certificate, foreign exchange encashment certificate. What is the validity of that certificate? That is, validity of the certificate is 6 months only. Okay, that's all. That is the closing of inward and outward remittance. In my next class, before starting the new chapter is a documentary credit, that is probably LC. That is the most important subject, most important chapter, whatsoever you say. Before starting up the LC topics, documentary credit, I may discuss something about outward and inward remittance, various types of remittance and all these things. Mechanism, what is the procedure mechanism, inward remittance or outward remittance, how bank is doing the inward remittance and outward remittance. When the bank is receiving the inward remittance, how it is doing, mechanism, what is the mechanism, the beneficiaries getting the Indian currency to his account, and what is the mechanism is following the outward remittance, and beneficiary staying abroad is getting the amount. All these things I try to discuss in the next class. Thank you very much. Bye.